Could Rasul Douglas be on his way to Seattle? Welcome in to this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones, your fearless leader, here with you. Thanks for joining us. We have a very interesting show on tap today. You may recall that Douglas took a visit to Seattle just last week. Now, an insider at ESPN is saying that he is the Seahawks' top free agent target as of right now and the perfect fit for this team. We'll explain more, react to it, coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, folks, I need your help. So the bosses here at Chat Sports, they are wanting to start an Arizona Cardinals channel. You got to be kidding me. And what they told me was that if we get 1,000 comments on today's show, that they won't do it. And what I've heard, the rumblings around the office, is that if they start this Cardinals channel, they might make me and Big Tex have to do the Cardinals content as well. So please, save me the headache from having to deal with that lowly franchise. Spam 12 in the comments section. Let's get 1,000 of them, and we can stop this madness. No one needs to hear about the Arizona Cardinals. They don't have any fans anyway. It'd be a big waste of our time. Spam 12, and we'll get started with today's show. ESPN has named the Seahawks as the best fit for free agent corner Rasul Douglas. Here is more from Matt Bowen of the Worldwide Leader. In Seattle, Douglas would compete with Josh Jobe for the number 3 corner spot and provide overall depth in the secondary that likes to mix zone coverage, cover 2 and cover 3, with its man schemes. Douglas is a physical corner with the link to disrupt the ball in the air and the willingness to set an edge against the run. 5 tackles for loss last season. He has the necessary skills to play zone coverage, and he uses his 6'2" frame to challenge receivers on the perimeter. Douglas returned one of those 5 interceptions for a touchdown in 2023, and he had 5 pass breakups last season. This, if you're the Seattle Seahawks, makes a ton of sense, if you ask me. Josh Jobe, I think, needs some competition, and that's not a knock on Josh Jobe, but we only have a small sample size to work with of what Josh Jobe did. And I look at Josh Jobe, he did 2 things last year, all right? He did a pretty decent job of filling in, all things considered. But the other thing that he did was he didn't necessarily show enough that said, without question, he should be your starting outside corner. Seattle needs some depth at this spot. And with Josh Jobe on a cheap contract of 1 year, $2 million, you'll gladly take that in your team. It's the best contract of any player on this roster. But with that said, wouldn't you feel a lot more comfortable if you bring in Douglas and you get to test out Josh Jobe and try to get the most out of him to push him in a competition? If he wins the job, then he's earned it. If he doesn't win the job, then you get a better option in Douglas potentially, and one of them is the backup, and now you have some depth at that spot. I think it's at the very least worth looking into if you're Seattle here. So now here's your chance to light up the comment section and react to our pinned comment today. Should the Seahawks sign Rasul Douglas? You got 2 options here. Type S for sign, P for pass. Be the GM here on Seahawks Today and weigh in and let us know. For the best Seahawks coverage around, you got to be subscribed to Seattle Seahawks Today as we're bringing you our daily news and rumors. We have weekly live shows, and we're expanding our live shows. We've been doing 2 shows a week the last couple of months. Now we're about to go to 3 live shows a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, as our Madden Sim season is about to begin, my friends. We will simulate every Seahawks game of 2025, react to it, and have a lot of fun. Don't miss out on any of the action right here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now, youtube.com/SeahawksTV. Best part about it, 100% free. Doesn't cost you a thing. I need at least 20 new subscribers off of today's video. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/SeahawksTV, to subscribe for free today. Let's talk more about Rasul Douglas, a 2017 third-round pick out of West Virginia. Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads, by the Eagles. He then went on to play for the Panthers, the Packers, and most recently the Buffalo Bills. And he also won a Super Bowl championship in his time with Philadelphia. He was on that Nick Foles team that won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. And you look at the numbers here for Rasul Douglas, not bad of what he has been able to put together. 2023 was very productive. 5 interceptions, 14 pass breakups that season, and accounted for a lot of production there, as you can see with the 61 tackles. Last year, his numbers were a bit down, 58 tackles, 5 TFLs, 5 pass breakups, no picks, 1 forced fumble. He's played at a pretty decent level. Is he a star? No. Is he a scrum? He's not a scrum either. His coverage stats tell not such a great story. A QB rating allowed of 124.1. Did give up 4 touchdowns, 452 yards, and 39 out of 53 completions and attempts that was given up in his coverage stats. Now, Douglas took a visit with the Seahawks last Tuesday. He was in the building, met with Mike Macdonald and John Schneider. So that tells us that the Seahawks are evaluating their options, that they're trying to see what they could potentially do here at this corner position, because they did not draft a corner in the 2025 NFL draft. And that was kind of the only thing that they missed on, was they took care of so many other needs, but they left the corner room hanging. So at this point, as we're in the month of May, here in free agency, you're kind of just looking to see, all right, what can we do to fill in the gaps and what we have to work with? Because you got, right now, if the season started today, Jobe would be one of your starting outside corners with Woolen, and then Devon Witherspoon at your nickel spot. But then after that, there's some serious question marks there. A lot of just unproven guys who have not had their name called upon, and we don't know if they're necessarily ready if something were to happen. We don't know for sure if Josh Jobe is ready to take on a full-time starting role for 17 games and potentially a postseason as well. Now, the money is not cheap when it comes to Douglas. Spotrac is saying that his value is about a 3-year, $35.71 million deal, which is a decent chunk of change. But the good news for Seattle is they can easily afford that type of money that it would require to pay Douglas. As you look at the cap situation, Seattle has about $31.73 million, according to Spotrac. So there is some financial flexibility to make a deal happen if they want to go this route. Obviously, they've talked to Shaq Griffin as well. So I would think that they're going to spend some money on a corner. Just comes down to who that is. Is it Douglas? Is it Shaq? Is it somebody else? Time will tell, but I do expect them to sign somebody sooner than later. Speaking of signings, who's a player the Seahawks should sign? Give me a name in the comment section that comes to mind of who you would like to see in Seattle when it's all said and done. Got a great deal we're offering right now for Seahawks fans. Rookie jerseys are on sale now, whether it's Gray Zabel, Jalen Milroe, or among many others. We have a lot to choose from. Go to chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies. You will get the jersey number that they are wearing, by the way. So that'll be fantastic. And maybe you're not wanting one of these rookie jerseys. Maybe you want a veteran, Sam Darnold, Cooper Kupp, Kenneth Walker, whoever it may be. We got their jerseys also on sale. I bet a Devon Witherspoon jersey would just pop, too. I mean, you want to get some girls at the bar? Be showing up in a Devon Witherspoon jersey. Am I right? Chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies to get yours today. Men's and women's options, all sorts of different shapes and sizes. Chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies to get yours now. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Now, a while back, if we take a ride on the hot tub time machine, Mike Macdonald was asked about when they re-signed Josh Jobe and the situation, and he made it very clear that he would like to have some competition for Josh Jobe. And the point that he made was that you can never have too many cornerbacks. And I have said on this show many times in the past, you can never have too many edge rushers, which is also true. But I think there's some truth to this of what Mike Macdonald is saying when it comes to the corner spot. Here's more from Mike Mack. A wise man once said, you can never have too many corners. It might be Ozzie Newsome that said that, and he's right. We need to create more competition in the defensive backs room, especially at corner. Josh knows that's what he signed up for, but really, really excited about Josh just looking to take his career to the next level and how he competes. One thing that Josh does such a great job of is just the day in, day out process of how he approaches his job, his responsibilities, how he studies. Him and Spoon work really well together, so that's the type of energy we talk about that we need this offseason in the room so we can sharpen each other and be able to put a heck of a group out there. But he's going to be a big part of what we're doing. It's real simple. It just comes down to strength and numbers. All right? Whether you're preparing for an injury or if a player struggles and you're looking to have another option to go with, it is better to have more options than less. This is not a knock on Josh Jobe, but this will make Josh Jobe better, and I think that's what this simply comes down to. So for me, Douglas, Griffin, I don't care who it is. I just want somebody in there, a veteran, to compete with Josh Jobe and let the best man win and see who ends up being that other starting outside corner opposite of Rick Woolen there. Thanks for watching this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. If you made it to the end of today's video, that means you are a real one. Spam 12 in the comments section. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today.